Hello everyone, my name is Aniket. I'm from Smart Interviews. So in today's video, we are going to discuss the solutions for the contest Starters 159. Let's start with the first question. So the first question is ice cream and cone, where chef has X cones and Y scoops of ice cream. Each ice cream cone requires exactly one cone and one scoop of ice cream. Your task is to determine the maximum number of ice cream cones chef can make with the available ingredients. So we'll be given with X and Y, that is cones and scoops. So if we have 10 cones and 5 scoops, obviously, right? So we can only make 5 because only 5 are there. So it will be the minimum of it, right? The maximum that we can make. So let's take the input in tech, let's declare the scanner class. Scanner is equals to new scanner system.in index equals to sc dot next int y equals to sc dot next now I should simply print system dot out dot println max dot min of x and y. That's it. Let's run the code. Let's submit and see. Done. So the next question is card game, where there is a set of n cards where each card is numbered from 1 to n. Chef throws a card number x. Find the number of days. Chefina can choose a card from the remaining deck such that the sum of chosen cards and x is even. So the chef picks a card that is x, and from the remaining cards, Chefina has to pick a card such that the sum of the card which chef chose and the Chefina chose should be even. Okay, so let's look at the sample input. So if there are three cards numbered from 1 to 3, chef is choosing one. What can Chefina do? So she can choose what she can do. So she can choose the card 3 such that when it's summed with 1, it will be 4, which is even. Right? So in this way, we need to print it. In how many ways? So now what can we do? So if we think about this in a brute force way, let's write the code parallelly. So first let's take the input and discuss the logic. So scanner class and then system.in integer equals to sc dot next int x is equal to sc dot next int. Now Jess has picked an card x, right? So what are options Jessina has? She has from 1 to n except x. So let's say I'm iterating on that 1 to n int I equals to 0, I less than I plus plus. So basically I'm iterating on all the cards. Okay, and let's say I'm maintaining a counter variable to count how many ways Chefina can win. Now, when can Chefina win? If you're the card, let's say array of I card is the Chefina is picking. If array of I plus x, if it is percentile 2 equals to 0. That is, if it is even, she can win the card. And also, can she pick the same card? No, right? From the remaining. So I need to check for the condition where I is not equals to x. Now, this is the case Shashina wins. So we can simply count in how many cards this is being true. And then I can print the count. That is C. Cool. So this is the brute force way of solving this. So let's run the code and see. Okay. Not array, right? So this is simply I. The card is I. Run the code. And also the cards are numbered from 1 to n, right? So I should be running the loop from 1 till I less than or equals to n. Okay. Okay. We have forgotten the test cases. So int a equals to sc dot next int while a minus minus greater than 0. I will simply copy this entire thing, put it in the test cases loop. Now let's run the code. It should output should be 101, 101. Let's submit. Done. So the next question is elections. Okay, let's look at the question. So two candidates A and B are contesting an election across any states where N is on. Okay, a candidate wins in a state if there is more votes than their opponent. Okay, the candidate who wins in more than half of the states will wins the election. Okay, so there are total N states and there are two candidates A and B. So in this N state they will receive some votes and who will get greater than N by 2. They will win the elections. Okay, who will win in greater than N by 2 states will win the elections. So in the each state, candidate A has received A votes and candidate B has received B votes. And Chef has the power to cast X votes. So Chef has the power to cast X votes. And he can distribute these votes between multiple states to help the candidate determine if these additional X votes could secure enough state victories for candidate A to win. So we need to see the probability if we can make the candidate A to win by using these X votes. So let's look at the sample example. So let's take the second example where there are three states and X is 2. So X is equals to 2. Three states where A has received the votes 2, 2, 3. B has received the votes number of votes 1, 3, and 2. So if you see in this zeroth state, A has received uh, more votes than B. So A is winning here. But A is okay. Let's take some other example. Let's say this was 2, right? And let's say this was 1. So here A is not winning and here A is not winning. So with the help of this X votes, can we make A win? So how many additional votes are required here such that A can win? He need two more votes. Yes. And how many additional votes are required here to make him win? So let's say this was 2. How many additional votes are required? More one vote are required such that A can win. Now, by using this X votes, how will you do? If you want to do optimal, if you want to make him win as many states as possible, as a greedy in a greedy way, what will you do? First, you will try to fill in this less number, right? And then you'll go to this number. So let's say first time I from this Excel give one vote here, such that A will have a total of 3 votes, and A is going to win in this state. Now, with the remaining number of votes that the chef has, he'll go to the other. He'll look into the other example and see if he can make him win. So here he required 2 votes, but I have only 1 vote. But so I can't do anything. So in total, A has uh, A has won in 2 states, which is greater than N by 2. So A will win the election. So we can print yes. Clear? Clear with the logic? Let's try to write a code for this. So let's take the input. Let's declare the scanner class and s is equals to new scanner system.in int t equals to sc dot next int while t minus minus greater than 0 int n is equals to sc dot next int. What is the next input that he is giving input format? He will be giving n and x, right? Int x is equals to sc dot next int, and then I'll declare two arrays int a equals to new int of size n, int b equals to new int of size n. Let's take the input for a and b. For int I equals to 0, I less than n, I plus plus a of I equals to sc dot next int. Similarly, I'll take the input for b. Now everything is done. So let's count how many states where E is winning. So let's declare a count variable and let's declare a variable called win, where I will store how many votes, how many states they need to win the election, which is minimum n by 2 plus 1. Yes, or else n by 2. Now let's iterate on the arrays A and B. Int A I equals to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. So if A of I is greater than B of I, we can do C++ indicating A has won that state. Else what should I do? Else I need to store the differences, right? The number of votes that are required. In an, let's say I'm using an array list, dynamic array list, integer ARR equals to new array list. So in this I'll store ARR dot add. So what is the number of votes that it's required? This difference plus one, because he require more votes, not equal votes. So this is the difference. Now at the end, what can I do? So if here C is less than win, which means he did not get the enough states, then what should I do? I should use those X votes to distribute on my ARR. So how will I do that? I will go minimum first. So I'll first sort the array. Collections dot sort my array list. Now I will iterate on my array list for int I equals to 0, I less than ARR dot size, I plus plus. Now what should I do? If your number of votes that I have, if it is greater than or equals to ARR dot get of I, the number of those votes that are required for in this current state, then what can I do? I can increment the count saying I can win this state, and I can decrease the number of votes that I have, that is array dot get of I. Now, if at any point of time, if your C is greater than or greater than win, I can stop this logic, so I can simply put break. And at the end, I will print system dot out dot println. So if your C is greater than win, I'll print yes. Else, I'll print true. So let's run the code and see. Okay. So what is the issue? C equals to 0, C plus plus, x is equals to x minus a of I. Okay, here we haven't changed this to B, right? So this is B of I, not A of I. So let's see. Let's now run the code again. So correct. Let's submit the code. Done. So this is the code for elections problem. Okay. Let's start with the next question. So the question is random game. Let's read the question. Alice and Bob are playing a modified version of the name game. There are n piles of stones where each pile contains AI stones. Okay. So basically, we will be given with n piles of stones. So let's say there are 4 piles, and each pile will have some stones. In each turn, Alice and Bob roll a share deed as die. The player who rolls the higher number gets to make a move. If they roll the same number, Alice gets to make the move. Okay. So basically, Alice, the number that Alice rolls should be greater than or equals to Bob. Then only she can make a move. During the turn, a player must select exactly one non-empty pile and remove at least one stone from it. Okay, it's same as the in game. He can select any pile and pick up greater than or equals to one number of stones. And the player who makes the last valid move wins, which means the player who picks the last one will win. Given the both players play optimally, calculate the probability that allies will win. Okay, let's look at the sample input. So it's given that 2 and 3. The output is this, and the explanation is probability of allies winning is 2 by 3. Okay, now let's understand the question. So they can win if they pick the last coin, right? Yes. So let's say there are some 5 coins here, 6 coins here, 7 coins here, and 2 coins here. So if you think about this question in this way, so let's say in the first turn, either LS can win, Bob can win. Yes. So let's say LS won. And then he picked some, maybe one stone from this pile, and the remaining stones will be 5. Now, if you observe whether next, if Ally wins or Bob wins, does it really matter? So we are asked to find out the probability, right? In the original living games, what was the game? Both players play turn by turn. Then we were able to decide who is playing first will make an optimal move by making the 𝗥𝗏𝗃𝗃 0. Yes, so that was our game's game. Now here we can't decide who really plays it each turn. It can be anyone, right? Yes. And who will win the game? The one who picks the last one. Yes. So if we can simply find out the probability of the last stone, will it be sufficient? Think about this. So for the starting stones, let's say if there are X stones, and maybe if we remove the last one, the remaining X minus 1 stones can be picked by anyone. Yes. So though Bob wins all the times, if the last time, if Alice wins, that will be the end of the game. Alice can win. Yes. So in each roll of the dice, it doesn't really matter. Only the last roll of the dice where only one stone was left. That matters. Yes. So if we can find the probability of allies winning in the last roll of the dice, it will be sufficient, right? Yes. Now, how will you find out that? So let's say if your Bob has rolled one, okay, and let's say there are some defaced die, decided die. So in this decided dice, Bob has rolled one. So what all options do we have for allies, such that allies can get the turn? Allies can roll 1, 2, 3, so on. Yes. So let's say this D is 3. Okay. So allies can roll 1, 2, 3. Yes. If your Bob is rolling 2, allies can roll 2 and 3, such that she can make a move. And if Bob is rolling 3, allies can roll a 3. Yes. So how many total possibilities are there here, such that allies can make a move? So here one way, two ways, three ways. So it is 1 plus 2 plus 3. Yes. So this is for D is equals to 3. And what will be the formula for D-sided dice? It will be 1 plus 2 plus so on till D, which is nothing but sum of n D natural numbers, which is nothing but D into D plus 1 by 2. Yes. So in these many ways, allies can make a move by rolling the dice. Yes. Now, what are the total number of days? Total number of ways. So that is the probability, right? Probability is nothing but favorable, favorable by total. Yes, probability. Now we got the favorable, that is D into D plus 1 by 2. What is the total? So if Bob is rolling 1, Alex can roll 1 to 3. If Bob is rolling 2, Alex can roll 1 to 3. If Bob is rolling 3, Alex can roll 1 to 3. So this is 3 plus 3 plus 3. So that is nothing but 3 into 3, 9. So the total will be D into D, right? If it is a D-sided dice. Yes. So the favorable is nothing but D into D plus 1. Number of ways, total ways are D into D. So if we simplify the formula, this gets cancelled. It is nothing but D plus 1 by 2D. This is the formula, right? So if you substitute these values, so here uh, n is given as 2. Yes, n is given as 2. That is, there are two piles. And what is the input format? N and D. And D is given as 3 here. D is given as 3. If we substitute our formula, D plus 1, 3 plus 1 by 2 into D, that is nothing but 4 by 2 into 3, 2 2 ja, that is nothing but 2 by 3. So did we get our answer? Explanation probability of error winning is 2 by 3. Now, why is the output in this way? So if you look at the question, if you look at the output format, the probability can be written in the form of P by Q, such that Q is not divisible by 10 power 9 plus 7. So basically, we need to apply mod. Since we need to apply mod for division, we need to apply inverse modulo. 2 into 3 inverse mod. Yes. So let's apply the inverse modulo. Let's start writing the code. So there are test cases. So let's say int t is equals to sc dot next int, while t minus minus greater than 0, int n is equals to is integer sufficient? Yes. Int n is equals to sc dot next int d equals to sc dot next int. Now it is done. So now what should I do next? I need to multiply it. Yes. So let's say we need to let's say long. So basically what we need to print? We need to print, for example, let's say I'm calculating the answer, long answer equals to, I need to do inverse modulo, right? So I'll use the format theorem to apply inverse modulo, which is d plus 1 into, so it is power raised to the denominator, that is 2 into d. So our denominator is 2 into d, numerator is d plus 1. So inverse modulo is nothing but, using Fermat's little theorem, I can do d plus 1 into 2d, that is the denominator, power mod minus 2, that is mod if it is a prime number, that is in our case 10 power 9 plus 7. Okay, so I'll write an inbuilt power function such that I can apply mod in that also, mod minus 2. So I'll declare the mod. So let's say our mod is 189 plus 7. Okay, so let's complete this power function. So return type is long, function name is power, and let's say since we are applying modulus, let's keep everything in long such that there is no overflow while multiplication or division. So let's say this is long, then this will be next long, and then this is also next long. Let's say I'm calculating a power n. So I need to calculate 2d power mod. I'm considering it as a power n. So I'll declare an answer variable to store the long power. So I'll use the bit masking method while n greater than 0. If your n and 1 is equals to 1, what should we do? We need to multiply the particular power, answer equals to answer into a. Here I'll apply mod. Let me declare the mod here as well. Int mod equals to int of 189 plus 7. And at every step a equals to a into a. So for this multiplication also let's apply mod, percentile mod, and here also percentile mod, n is equals to n right shift 1. So this is our power function using bit manipulation, and then I can return answer. Now I can simply multiply this, and for this whole multiplication let's apply mod, percentile mod, and let's print the answer. System dot out dot println answer. Let's run the code. Okay, I did not keep equals to, and also we need to take the array input as well, right? We forgot it. Either way we are not using it, but we need to take the input. So array int array is equals to new int of size, since n is long, I'm converting it into integer. Let's take the array for int I equals to 0, I less than n, I plus plus, array of I is equals to sc dot next in. So we are not using the array, but yes, let's take the input such that if the multiple test cases are there, we will not get wrong answer. We'll submit the code and see. Done. Simple. Either the question was a little tricky, but the logic is simple.
If you found the video helpful, like and drop your thoughts in the comment box. Please subscribe for more such content.